Perfect. Okay, let's get it started. Okay, welcome everyone to the. Let's see. Let me get this name right. Joseph, what's the name of our podcast?
The Unwanted Comedians.
The Unwanted Comedians. Before it was called the Smiley Joe Show, or the Smile Joe Show, or something like that. But Joe had a better name. The Unwanted Comedians. Today is what's the date today? Friday. It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. Do we need to know the actual
I don't.
date?
I think we can just have
I mean,
August
wait.
8th.
August. Oh, you
Today's
checked-
the 8th.
You cheated. You checked.
I
the
know.
phone.
Friday, September.
So, see, well, this way here. So when we get it out by Christmas time, it still sounds
Yeah.
current. So
The thing is this. I got to remind myself what day it is because it's like a blur, bro. All the drugs. All right. So, no, okay. So, today we have a special guest. Oh, by the way, okay. Welcome to the Unwanted Comedians or Comedian?
comedians. Because
Welcome to
two
the
of us.
yeah. Welcome to the Unwanted Comedians Podcast. We are in the beautiful Central Valley city of Fresno, California.
I think
You
you're lying.
can get into that
I
later.
think you're lying.
Today we have a special guest. We have Mr. Why don't you introduce him, or do you want him to introduce himself?
I'll do a quick
go
introduction.
ahead.
I'll probably butcher it, so he'll have to do it
Sure.
again. But anyway, this is Chino LaForge. He's the founder of Power Up Comedy, and he's a nationally touring comedian. And luckily for us, sounds good that he's from Maui, Hawaii.
Is he in Hawaii right now?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Why wouldn't he be?
I mean, that's cool. And his name is Chino again?
Chino LaForge.
Chino, you're on, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, gentlemen. You know how to make an unwanted comedian feel welcome.
So what can we talk about? What can't we talk about? Or what do you want to talk about? Let's put it that way, Chino.
Well, I mean, we can talk about anything. My only apprehension about talking about the fires was, A, I don't want to sensationalize it. B, I'm not a close victim of the fires. I'm more somebody who's on the safe outskirts who is helping as much as possible.
Which is commendable.
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
it's commendable.
Thank you. I mean, it's one of those situations where if you're not doing anything, you feel extremely guilty because this is friends, family, loved ones, community that we're talking about here.
Do you think there's some things that are off the table to joke about?
Well, as any comedian knows, all jokes are about timing. Is there anything that's off the table? If your timing's bad, yeah, a lot. I think if you exercise good timing, you can get a lot of permission to say what you want. But as we know, a joke is nothing with bad timing.
That's a very good point. I remember when 9/11 happened. I mean, of course, at what point when can you start making jokes? I mean, not that you're joking about people dying, but like, for example, if I made a joke about a fire, I mean, that's a tough situation. I think last time in our podcast.
So
Go ahead.
I was actually faced with this recently. I was in a show on Big Island when a comedian had a joke about the Maui fires.
Oh, wow.
And then I felt like everybody was looking at me for like a reaction.
Yeah.
And I'm a comedy purist at heart.
Yeah.
So I don't get offended by words. That's kind of like our rule as comedians is once you start up, you're not allowed to get offended. It's kind of rule.
Right.
And I just understand that as a comedian, sometimes our way of coping with the unimaginable is to make jokes. So I would never want to get in the way of that process. I understand intentionally more humor about everything else. Yeah, I'm not going to be making those jokes because it's too close to me at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to take a grandstand point as a comedian to say that nobody should make jokes about tragedy because that's how we get through it.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I believe in freedom of speech, but I also believe in reading the room.
Yes. You said it. You couldn't have said it any more perfect. I think that you hit it right on the head. What do you think, Joseph?
Well, no, because I performed in Maui 2017, 2018, and 2019. And
Wow.
something like that. I wouldn't pick on a tragedy, but I did talk about going on things around Maui. And I kind of felt like people are looking at me like, who's this outsider making jokes about things going on in Maui? I was talking about the homeless people. Actually, I was at a place called Diamonds. And I was making fun of the homeless people because I couldn't find a shopping cart when I was at the Times supermarket. So I was like, I needed to borrow one from a homeless person. As soon as I got back to my room, I put on the news and they had a homeless sweep and they showed the parking lot from where I was performing at. It was just like perfect timing. That's why I think everybody really laughed at it.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, I'm one of those kind of topical comedians. I look around for my surroundings, but I would never pick on a tragic situation.
Well, punching down is never a popular form of comedy. I think that, like, here's an example. I have this story that my friend told me, who lost his home and a lot of all his belongings. And I asked him, like, what was it like processing the shock? And he said, I didn't even realize what was going on until Oprah showed up.
Oh,
And then I realized I must be in trouble with Oprah's here.
Right.
yeah. Well, actually,
Like, that's like,
Oprah lives on the island. She's near Kihei, isn't she?
she lives in between of Kihei and upcountry. It's like a really private area.
Yeah, and I could see her wanting to be private. But
I mean, she's helping the rock are helping. It's just weird seeing celebrities here like that in that facility. I feel like a kid in the Make-A-Wish Foundation who just is seeing John Cena.
You know, I saw this meme that was kind of a joke about that situation. They said something like, it had a picture of The Rock and Oprah, and said something to the effect that have balls like these guys who will, go on national TV, a billionaire and a multi-fucking millionaire asking common people to donate for the Maui fires. It's like,
Right. And they know mistake they're donating too.
Sure. Yeah.
Meat makers won't tell those stories.
Absolutely.
I think they donated $10 million.
Right. Yeah.
And then Jeff Bezos, who just moved out here, donated $100 million.
What?
Oh yeah, I saw that a couple weeks ago. Which is actually commendable because when he started Amazon, he really didn't give back to any communities.
Well, when
all
you
of a
start a
sudden-
business, you have no money to do
I
that. You
mean,
got to
he
wait a
had-
little bit.
He was already making lots of money before he started sharing his wealth. And he's picked on by other celebrities for not sharing his wealth. And then all of a sudden he started giving out, which is commendable.
Well, my understanding, Bezos is relatively new money. So I think he's just learning what responsibility means to be a rich person. Who knows that? I don't know.
I mean, if me and Smiley were wealthy, we'd be giving back.
Giving back, what does that mean?
Well,
Giving back to who?
We'd be helping people in need. I mean, we'll give the shirt off our backs, right? But when it comes to cash, neither one of us are like financially sound.
I don't have it. So
I'm doing a little better than you because, I cashed in my cans today. But, I'm one of those kind of people, put a few rocks in there to get a little extra money, but, it's money.
Well, interestingly, you can also be that rich and like ruin economies with your wealth.
Okay.
Like if Jeff Bezos gives too much, he can totally throw off the worth of money in areas.
Could that be kind of like what the government does? Is they like overspend on something?
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh, sorry. There we go. I'm back.
Yeah, what I was saying, could that be like what the government does by overspending on certain things?
Well, I think it's kind of what they do to prevent it. Like a good historical example is King Mansa Musa. He was formerly the richest person on the planet ever, and he had so much gold that he would show up the cities and just hand out gold bars. And he would come back 6 months later, and the whole town would be in complete disarray because their inflation was going off.
Oh, wow.
I would probably still have my gold bar. I wouldn't know where I wouldn't know where it was. I'd misplace it, but that's why I would still have it.
Yeah. So formally, the history of the wicked person is from Africa and is black. But they don't tell you that in school.
Right. Let me ask you this. Do you think there's any credence to the conspiracy theories about what happened with the fires? I mean, we've heard here on the state side, we've heard, lasers being pointed. We've heard it was some conspiracy for rich guys to, make the first smart city and, build, a new city. Is that all bullshit, or do you think? I mean, it's possible.
I mean, there's correlation and causation. As far as conspiracies go, as far as lasers go, I mean, that's not reach too far. It's not expensive to start a fire.
Yeah.
It's expensive to shoot a laser.
Okay.
There's video footage of electrical poles bending in the wind, and proof that our electrical system needed repair for the past 2 decades.
Okay.
So I don't want to lean too far into conspiracy theory because then it takes the responsibility off of those who are really responsible.
Right.
I mean, is there people who are going to benefit from this disaster? Absolutely. Should we take steps to protect people from these predatory establishments? Absolutely. But the fact is, there are people who are in the business of predatory economics, and the next 10 years for our community is going to be focused not on just rebuilding, but also defending ourselves from these folks.
All right. Very good point.
But I don't want to lean too far into conspiracy because who knows what's true, and maybe it'll come out with time. But like lasers and stuff, I don't think we need to reach that way.
Yeah, that's a good point. We hear all these things. We're not there, but I know.
I can tell you one thing that's for sure not being told the truth about,
Yeah,
and that's
sure.
unfortunately the death count. The numbers that they're giving are very, very low.
Yeah.
The truth is somewhere around upward of 900.
Oh yeah, probably over 1,000, man.
Now, I just saw, because I watch different news medias, and I watched what's called the mainstream, and then I watched the alternative. I just saw a report that there's 1,200 children missing.
Whoa.
That's a lot. And that came from Honolulu publication, but it was broadcast on the alternative media, not the mainstream media. And
so that's actually mixed statistics. So there's 1,200 people still missing.
Yeah.
And they're thinking the majority of that is children.
Fuck, man. And
and that's because it was on the first day of school, and the weather was so bad they sent them all home. And there's no parents at the home because they are working.
Wait a minute. I haven't heard that.
I've been hearing that.
I didn't know that. Those are important facts. So you're saying the fire happened on the first fucking day of school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
And then the
God.
power was
Why
out,
did they
and
stop the roads? It's one of the part of the conspiracy theories that I hear is that, oh, well, the cops wouldn't let people leave and they fucking got incinerated in their cars. I mean,
that's not necessarily the case. There's only one road on the south end and one road on the north end that lead into Lahaina. So anytime there's any type of traffic issue or like accident or fire, it's kind of routine to close the roads down. But because there's no alarm going on, a lot of people didn't know what was happening until it was already happening.
Is there anything that we can do?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. There's many organizations to give to that are helping locally. We have Maui Strong, the most popular. They're doing great. Maui Food Bank. They're feeding people daily, making sure that people are getting hot meals and food that they need. And then also the Common Grounds Collective, the CGC. They're heading a lot of.
What is it called? The comedy what?
The Common Grounds Collective.
The Common Grounds Collective. Okay.
And I actually remember seeing all those organizations when I was over there.
Yeah, those are great organizations. I mean, there's big ones like FEMA and Red Cross, but they're already plenty funded and doing questionable things with the money. So give locally. I think those are the best ones to go through.
Thank you. I mean, sorry that we're talking about such a dismal and sad situation. I mean, but I'm glad that we can talk to you about it. I mean, because we can have a frank discussion, look at the different sides of it, and just try to find some sort of inspiration. We have
Hey,
to.
sorry I can't be funny about it. I'm normally an excellent guest to have. I'm hilarious. But there's nothing really funny about this. I'll be informative.
And I like your honesty. You know, you're right about reading the room and all that stuff. It's just fucking sad, man. It just when you think about the kids and shit, fuck.
That's why I went.
It's truly a national disaster. It's a tragedy, and it's really hard to put scope as to what this tragedy means until it happens in your backyard.
Okay. So it's a tragedy, but who can we blame? Because then maybe we can make fun of the people. We can like, can we blame the government and say fucking government doesn't give a fuck about us, and then make a joke on that? Or I mean, who's to blame here? Is there anyone?
Well, always the government.
Yeah, I was going to say, so he's on the same wavelength as me.
Okay, very good, very good.
But I mean, in this situation, we're talking about unkept power lines from the Maui electric system.
Okay.
There were written several citations over the past 15 years.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but it's a tricky situation because what we can do about a mass lawsuit, sue them into bankruptcy, then we run the
Mm. Wow.
It's a shit pot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pardon my language.
No, are you kidding? No. Our hearts and thoughts and prayers and everything is with you guys, and it's a very tough time.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah,
I was going to say,
it's a long way ahead of us.
Change the subject and see if there's any light subjects.
Well, how much time do you have left, man? I know you got to leave soon, so we'll have you go.
I only got a little bit of time.
Okay.
Just know that all of us out here as a community, one bright spot that we can talk about,
yeah,
is and I think the news has been showing this, is how tight of a community Maui is.
Yes.
The two things that all my friends tell me about what they're seeing is A, the government sucks, and B, Maui community is amazing.
Yes.
We've been doing more than FEMA in the first week before they even showed up. And they were showing up with their hands in their pockets going like, oh, well, where do you do this?
Wow. Well, yeah.
It's a weird situation.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you're right. The resilience of the community. I mean, but then you guys have a lot of grifters out there trying to go in there, right? People trying to take from this and make it take advantage of the situation. I've read the news where the governor, the fucking mayor, everyone's like, hey, don't try, don't even, because people who lost their homes are getting calls, letters, or whatever from people saying, oh, it's the best thing for you to do to sell your property to us. And the governor said, we're going to stop
that. There's been people who've been trying to steal people's land out from under them. But we've maintained strong as a community.
Yeah.
And reassuring that the people with the land are knowing that they're being taken care of by everybody.
Yeah, I heard they're also going to put like a hiatus, on any transactions. So no transactions are going to be able to go through. People are vulnerable right now, and it's sad that other grifters will come out and try to just suck it up from them and take advantage of them. We can't let that happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is just the first part of the disaster. We're going to have to do a lot of sit-ins and protests as they try to rebuild it in a way that we don't want it.
Wow.
But as a community, we're aware of what's necessary.
That's great. That's awesome. How long have you lived in Hawaii?
I've been out here since I was in grade school.
Wow. So you're right now. You're talking like a normal Californian, but I bet if you're in a snap.
Oh, right. Let me talk to PG.
Damn. Which one do you prefer to talk if you could?
It depends if I'm talking to my family or the players.
Mm-hmm.
But just like anything else, good timing. I speak Pidgin around those who understand Pidgin better. I speak English around those who don't understand Pidgin.
You know what? It just dawned on me. We still haven't gotten an aloha.
Oh, aloha.
That's important.
Aloha.
Aloha.
It's when I was there too, the people in the stores, as soon as you walk in, it's aloha. So I figured I'd play in with them, and when I left, I said goodbye, but they didn't get it.
Oh no, they got it.
They got it, yeah. I did that on stage too. The audience got it.
Well, aloha can really be told through its tone.
Oh, really?
There's the nice aloha where it's like aloha, and then there's the aloha that's like aloha, which pretty much means go fuck yourself.
Oh, wow.
And is there an aloha like I don't belong here? But I'm just trying to be polite.
I was in.
We normally use your language.
Yeah.
Hello.
I was at the Big Island in October, actually a year ago, and I brought my son with me, and he's a big buffed out, half black, half Chicano, and he looks like a local because he looks, like he's a big dude. So people thought he was local, and they started talking to him, and what they say, one of the things he really loved, they said, hey, it's something like, hey man, you got any, where are you gonna go grind at? Or he didn't know what that meant, right? Like grind, eat, right? Grinds, and I thought it was funny. It was super cool. I love this slang,
Oh yeah, we have our own way of talking. It's a mix of English, Hawaiian, Portuguese, Filipino, all the cultures that make Hawaii pretty much.
That's super cool, dude. I really like that about Hawaii. Beautiful.
It's spoken in a patois type rhythm too, so it's a very sing-songy style of talking.
Shit, that's beautiful, man. I wish I could learn that stuff, But to me, if I learned it, would it be considered unnatural? Like this guy's just trying to, culturally appropriate us, or what? How will they view that?
It's people non-local speaking Pidgin is a lot like white people dancing. If you're gonna do it, the whole room's gonna watch, and better be good.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you were a white person, there's some white people that can dance really good. Well, they grew up that way. Maybe they, grew up in an area or with people and so just because they're white doesn't mean they can. But if you never danced and you're a white guy and you're like, I want to learn how to dance, and you do it horribly, you're gonna look stupid.
Never.
Yeah. So if you do it well, it's like, oh, you grew up here.
Right. But I just think language is fascinating. I love it. I love how language evolves, and you can see that in Hawaii.
Oh yeah, the etymology of the English language is really fascinating with America, the big experiment. But with Hawaii, it's specifically interesting because all of the plantation workers created Pidgin. So it's one of the few languages of oppression and not superiority. So it has that language of the oppressed, where it has like a Caribbean vibe, almost like a plantation vibe to it.
Do people in Hawaii look down on those that speak Pidgin? Is it kind of like how, let's say, black people might say, hey, you're not speaking right, the Bonics, speak proper, or you're going to be treated badly. How is it Pidgin looked at over there?
I mean, culturally, you're always going to get the vibes. There's Hawaiian purists that are like, why do you speak Pidgin? You should learn a little. Why don't you speak Hawaiian? And then, there's other people who feel like it connects us to our roots of being of mixed culture and being accepting of all of it. There's a weird duality where some people do look down on it, but also some people the same class kind of look at it and like, wow, that's so cool.
Yes. Yeah.
So I guess it's very similar to the black community.
Yeah. Well, I think that's super cool, dude. That's fun. When are you coming out of the States? When are you coming out to visit Fresno?
Hopefully soon. I'd love to get another tour again. I just finished shooting a TV show out here, so I'll be booking road gigs again pretty soon.
Sweet. Yeah, so I don't know if Joseph told you, I do a monthly show. Joseph's been on it now for it's been a year now, Joseph, right?
Yes. And it's
And
been a wonderful year.
thank you, Joseph. And, Joseph's a hardworking comedian, and he's been here for how many years in Fresno? 30 years?
Too many
Too many to
30s,
count.
probably about right.
And, he knows this whole scene from fucking the 80s, 90s.
Right.
Late 80s.
Wow. Yeah.
Let's talk, man. I'd love to get out there sometime soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'll figure something out.
Maybe I can meet you in LA too.
Yeah, absolutely. I got plenty of spots for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. I definitely want to talk to you again later on.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Did we lose you?
There you are.
Oh,
Okay. I
feel like
definitely
we're in
want
a
to connect.
Cell phone commercial. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now? Definitely want to have you on, maybe before the end of the year again, when this fire situation, well, you can't just, a tragedy, you can't just say, well, until you feel better. I mean, it's changed people's lives forever. It's not.
Yes, this is going to be something that's a long-term thing, but I think that my road work can help the people here.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
So yeah, let's talk soon.
yes, Joseph. Any last words to your? This is your buddy, so as I'm glad to meet you, man. This is awesome.
I'm actually looking
Likewise,
forward
thanks
to
for having me.
working with you. So
Yeah, right on, right on. Well, thank you for being our first guest on our newly named podcast, The Unwanted Comedians. Now, I know you don't fall into that category of being unwanted. Hopefully not. I mean, but
I was about to say I didn't know I was part of this.
you're a guest. You are the wanted comedian of the unwanted
we
comedians. That's
scoped
what it
you
is.
out.
Yeah, so you're definitely wanted, or you wouldn't even be on this call.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you,
We'll
Thank
touch
you for
base
coming
soon.
on.
Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you, brother.
Aloha.